Hello, beautiful people.
Hello.
We're here for round 2 of the major section for relationship workshops. Come through. I'm so happy. My name is Nadira Lugg.
And my name is Troy Lugg.
And we are here as agents of One Love and Light Center located here in California. And we are a spiritual center that help people find and maintain their blissful Zen. So in other words, I love to tell people, think of us as your elevator operators to elevated consciousness. Yeah. Come on now, come through. All right. And so, beautiful people, we are here today to continue our conversation about relationships and the dynamics of relationships. And before I begin, I always begin with the space of gratitude. Thank you for the subscribers. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the loving words and wonderful energy. We appreciate that, beautiful people.
Yeah.
And always know whenever you are ready for your own personal in-depth information, or because we do life coaching and all kinds of services, please know you can go to the website, which is oneloveandlightcenter.com. That's numerical oneloveandlightcenter.com. Please subscribe, like, share, subscribe to our many platforms. That's Instagram, Facebook. We're also on TikTok now. And everything is One Love and Light Center, except for our Twitter account, which is One Love and Light C. So, beautiful people, without further ado, this message of round 2 is for you. All right. And today's topic is all about what are the basic principles of healthy relationships.
What are they? All right. What are
Oh my
they?
God.
What are they?
Okay.
What are they?
Even though we are
What are they?
a husband and wife team, understand that we are always individuals first that come together to make this dynamic duo. Understand that. So no matter what, understand you will always hear different points of views. Okay. We don't always agree, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't count out anything. We just come from different viewpoints, and that is a wonderful advantage to you.
That's
all right.
That's right.
So let's go back and forth.
Yeah.
How about that one?
All right. No problem.
All right. So you want me to go ahead and get started?
Ladies first.
Come through. I'll take that. I'll take that. All right. So my number one truth principle for healthy relationships, and again, this is not just about romantic. This is about platonic, interpersonal relationships, business relationships, plus romantic relationships, and relationship to self, most importantly. Okay. So my number one will always be truth / honesty. Honesty for yourself, honesty with your words, honesty for sharing your information with other people. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. And a lot of people seem to have a disconnect with how to express themselves in an honest way without feeling or exhibiting a sense of arrogance or insulting or condescending. It's just about standing and being in your truth.
Just like I'm the best husband in the world. I'll let you know that right now, hands down. It is what it is.
And that's his truth. And he's allowed to have his truth. Now, if you was to ask me,
no need to ask.
Okay.
Because I'm standing in my truth.
I love it in you, baby. That's right. You got to stand in your truth.
You don't got to ask her nothing. She already knows.
Okay, you can you can go now. But I do believe that is the number one principle, because a lot of communication, a lot of mishaps happen when we start with lies.
Hey, one thing I always was told is that you can never get better in any relationship, anything that you're doing, unless you're open and honest. So you have to be honest. And being honest does not start with your emotions. It's all about being honest of the situation and where it currently stands. We have to be open and honest in order to get better and to move forward.
And understand this. Now, see, this is where we differ. I'm a firm believer that there's harmonious balance in all things. So what happens is you have to maintain critical thinking with emotional logic. There is a balance between the two. And so my whole thing is when you start with a lie, it's a snowball effect. It will continue. Just like now, I don't know if you will be able to hear, but there's a train coming. And that's how you can think of a lie. You sitting on the tracks, waiting for this. Sooner or later, this train gonna hit you.
That's true.
When you start lie after lie after lie and telling more lies to cover the past lies. This is why a lot of people wind up having a lot of issues when they're on the internet trying to meet people, because sometimes it's a facade and people tell your authentic truth.
That's
That
right.
way, it can't nothing come back to bite you in the ass. You've already have shown your authentic self and spoken your truth. Whether they like you for it or not, that's their issue, not yours.
That's
But
right.
you've gone ahead and shared yourself and your truth. Then that's power. That's power. That
That's
is
right.
major power. My love.
Yes.
Anything else you want to add on that truth and honesty, or would you like to go to your principle?
I'll go to my principle.
Come through with your principle.
Number one principle is to have patience.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So have patience not
That's a good
only
one.
with the person, your spouse, or whoever you have in this relationship with, but also with yourself. Nothing can happen overnight. I don't care if it's a diet, a relationship, whatever you're doing to try to develop yourself and improve. It's going to be a step-by-step process, and it's going to take some time. Things take time. So give yourself some time, have patience, and let it develop over a course of a journey. Go ahead.
I was going to add to that, as well as patience, forgiveness.
Hey, that's a good one.
Forgiveness. I didn't write this down, but this is so important. It is forgiveness. And let me explain why. A lot of times we get bent and out of shape over past relationships, past decisions, past things that we've said to people, past feelings that we have for ourselves. And we got to know to have patience. We are in a cycle of evolution, which means that as we gain more knowledge, information, and wisdom, you're going to grow as a person in your values, in your beliefs, what you do, in your action, and what you say. And when that happens and you evolve into this whole new being that you are, you got to forgive yourself for the past, what you said and what you did. That's not you any longer. And I'm telling you, it's a sense of freedom when you have patience and forgiveness of self first. And it frees you to go ahead and share this new evolved person that you have become, beautiful person.
That's right. That's right.
real
That's
talk.
right. So let's move forward and move on. Hey, what is your practice number?
Principle.
Principle
My number
number
two principle, respect.
Hey, that's a great one.
RESPCT. There is so much power in respect. And why? Because if we don't respect ourselves, how can we ask and look for others to place respect towards us?
Message.
It comes with respect for self.
It does.
Do you respect yourself?
Yeah.
Are you happy with the way you look and feel and live and say and do?
That's right.
Are you extending respect to others and treat others how you want to be treated? These are questions
Just know
that we have to ask ourselves.
someone will never give you true love that you're searching for unless you give it to yourself first.
First and foremost, don't look for someone else to give it to you or to validate you. You have to validate yourself.
That's right.
Be of respect. Find the respect that you need. And honey, if you have problems with that, if you find it's very uncomfortable to do so, come to us. Holla at your girl and your boy. We're here.
That's what we're here
That's
for.
why we're here. That's what we're here for.
You gotta know.
You know we got it. So beautiful people, just know there are resources out there. Find a mentor, find your tribe, find your community, and know that One Love and Light is definitely a community to help you to understand and see with new eyes.
That's right.
That you are one of respect and deserve of respect. Yes.
That's right. That's
Come
right.
through.
My kings and my queens.
Come through.
Hey, love thyself.
Love thyself. Know thyself.
Okay, I know that's right.
Do you want to add, or do you want to go to the next one for you? What's important?
What's important for me, I'm going to just keep it moving
Keep
along.
it moving.
Is to listen.
Ooh, you already took my 3.
Yes. So I said listen just because you not only have to listen to your spouse, but you must listen within.
Yes.
Many times, every single day, I meditate about an hour a day. Reason being, I have to listen within, know who I am, listen to my purpose, listen to who I am. But then I have to also listen to my wife because she may actually spark an interest or see something I will never actually uncover. But I would never know it unless I listen. So it's very important that I listen. That's the only way we can all learn.
True that. And I'm going to go ahead and back that up because that was my number 3, communication. And under communication, it's listening as well as speaking. A lot of people have the misconception that communication is just with clarity and just speaking at people. And one of the hardest techniques and dynamics of communication is listening. So many times we're in our minds trying to figure out what we're going to say next when it's time for us to speak, that we forgot to tune in to what the person was actually saying.
So my wife does a lot of talking, so I do a lot of listening.
So you can be gone with that, sir. But anyway, yes, I'm loquacious. Yes, I am very talkative. Yes, it's the Gemini in me, and I don't mind. Yes, I'm a speech kind major. Yes, I talk a lot, but that's my truth. That is my truth. That is my truth, and I am fine with it. But one of the things I did have to stop, learn, and go back to was listening. I had to listen to my husband. I had to listen to his heart. It's not just the words, and that's the connection. It's not just the words. Listen to how they're being expressed. Watch and hear it. There is an underlying tone in what we say, which is why I'm a firm believer. It's not what you do, but it's how you do it.
Exactly.
Okay, so we have to be active listeners as well as active speakers. One of the downfalls that I had for myself in my relationship was I stopped speaking to my husband in the sense of speaking my truth. I just went ahead and said, okay, all right. And I went along with it, even though internally I was conflicted because I didn't agree with what was going on, or I didn't understand what was going on. And instead of saying that I didn't understand why we needed to do this, I just said, okay. And what happens is you start gaining resentment. You start getting resentment. That's why it's so important when communication, it's a yes or no. When someone asks you to do something and you don't feel like doing it, or this is not the right time to do it, then speak your truth and say no. Because the worst yes is a resentful yes. Reason being, you're going to do it and it's going to be filled with negative energy, which means it's not going to be done correctly or with the right frame of mind. And then you're going to have to wind up going back over it or doing or fixing the situation because you didn't do it with an open, kind heart. So always remember to speak your truth. Speak with clarity. Speak. If you can't do it, I can't do it right now, or I can't make that decision right now. Let me get back to you. I promise you, it makes things a lot easier, a lot smoother, and it lessens the whole idea of conflict in any dynamic of a relationship. Speak your truth.
Now she can't stop speaking.
You damn right. And I'm going to keep speaking my truth. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
That's all right.
Number three. What's
for you?
No, what's your third principle?
I just thought I said
You
that.
said number
I
two.
was backing that up. Okay, so since we already covered,
you already backed that thing up.
Okay, so then I'm moving on to the next one: open heart and open mind. When I do a meditation or a tarot oracle reading, even with yoga or mini meditation, I always start with the intention and the mantra of an open heart and an open mind. The reason being is because it starts with a placement of non-judgment, no judgment. Mm-hmm. I'm not here to judge. That is not my role. I let that go for the higher self, the higher being, my divine one. So all I can do as a friend, as a daughter, as a sister, as a wife, is to listen intently with an open heart and an open mind. Again, a lot of miscommunications and things are because we're listening and then we're placing judgment. And there's nothing wrong with having values and beliefs that you stand wholeheartedly with. That's your prerogative. That's everyone's prerogative. It's freedom of speech and belief and faith. That's what it is. And beautiful people, I encourage it all. But in the same token, that same leniency that you provide for yourself, you have to extend to others.
That's right.
People cannot openly communicate with you if they feel that in our conversations you are going to be judging me. Then why would I want to talk to you? You have not opened a space to feel comfortable. And I want to also know this. This will always be a safe space and a safe place to air and voice your opinions. No judgment. No judgment. There's freedom in that. And when you have an open heart and an open mind, you will find that more people are willing to talk and talk to you, talk with you, and ask for your advice. Remember that.
Yes. I believe you touched on that perfectly, and therefore I will move on to the next because it kind of piggybacks right behind it, and that's seek to understand.
Ooh, that's true.
Seek to understand the other person, because by having that open mindset, you are seeking to understand the other viewpoint that you may not fully understand or even identify. So therefore, by having that open mind, seeking to understand the other person's point of view, because as you mentioned before, Nadira, you had a great point when we first started. And that point was, you never know the past history of that other person, what experiences they may have had in the past that actually led to the mind frame they currently have today. So it's very important that we seek to understand the other person's point of view, because you never know what they may have gone through that may have caused them to feel a certain way.
Or express themselves in a certain way.
Yeah.
Some people talk with their hands. I am one of them. When I'm lit and very passionate, hands start flying and everything. Does it mean I'm about to reach out and hurt you? No.
You never know.
Okay.
Look.
Anyway, but for the most part, you have people who do wind up, their voice tone goes up. Are they angry and upset? No, it could also be that they're passionate about what they're saying in their voice, or they could be trained actors.
Alcohol.
Now, if it's alcohol, that's a whole nother dynamic. But understand this, people have different ways of how they communicate.
Yeah.
So don't dismiss it and prejudge based on, now, if your gut instinct is telling you that somebody's coming to you to do harm, or you feel that they're coming, then trust your gut instinct. But understand that everybody has a different way of communicating. Everyone, they came from a household of screamers or yellers, so that's all they know. And until they know better and do better, this is all that they have to communicate with. You can either stay with it, work with it, please, and respectfully ask them, oh, could you could you lower it, or could you step back a little bit? I feel like my space is being violated, not, just disrespect, but I'm just a person who needs just a little bit more space. Thank you.
Hey, one thing while we're on this topic, just because it actually kind of correlates with the topic, is that please do not have conversations with your spouse, or very serious conversations, when you are intoxicated. Reason being, emotions do flare up, the tone of voice gets higher, and it goes into my next point.
Because what happens a lot of times is liquid courage. A lot of times that we as people, humans, because we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and sometimes the human in us do get a little intoxicated, and some of us who have been drinking a little bit longer have a tendency to get a lot freer and flapping of the mouth and telling they truth that they should have told in sober moments, but now they have more courage. And because of that, it might not come out in the purest way that it could have if it was of a sober mind.
And that's why I say seek to come together instead of to conquer. Seek to come together instead of conquer.
That's right.
So when alcohol plays a part in any discussion, unfortunately, emotions do get high, that tone goes up, and now you're seeking to conquer instead of coming together. We've been there before, so we already know we've been here before. We done had a couple shots trying to have a conversation, and all of a sudden we looking at each other. Well, but you did this, you did that.
That was 15 years ago. What the hell you talking about, man?
But it still hurt me today. I remember when. So please.
Time to do it. Time's out.
So before you even go down that road,
yes.
Seek to understand the next person. Try not to involve any alcohol in a conversation unless you're adult enough to be able to have an adult conversation. But you got to be able to respect one another, as Dara mentioned before, because that's where it all starts. But let's be adults about the situation and seek to understand, come together, and not conquer.
And I'm adding on to this too.
Yes.
Some people, and I'm one of them, don't take it personally if one person that you're talking to wants to shut the conversation down because they're not in a mental space to keep with the conversation.
That means she got too drunk, and I'm trying to say, hey, we need to.
No, now you're making up stuff. Okay, so here, for example, I'm using myself. Sometimes when we're having discussions and there are things that I would like to say to make a point, but again, I'm not in the headspace to have it because I need to calm down and get centered in order to continue the conversation. I have to shut the conversation down. How do I do it? Okay, there's a lot I'm taking in right now. Let's stop and come back to this because I can't continue right now.
And that was so hard for me to understand. I'm not that type of person.
You want to hash it out. You want it right now.
A solution right now. And I had to listen to my wife in order for us to come together because I'm seeking to conquer. I'm trying to conquer this situation, but it's not time to conquer.
And
we got to come together. So she had to pull it away.
It's not everybody's capability to do so. Sure. So it goes back to respect and honor. Honor somebody's request to stop, time's out, and let's come back. Because sometimes a lot of us who are mental creatures, air energy, we need time to think about it, sort it out, so I can really give you a true answer, because right now there's too much coming at me and I need time to decompartmentalize. Can you say that all together? Say that for me. Can you? Compartmentalize. There we go. To make sure that I hit each and every one of whatever points were made during that time. Yep. So beautiful people, that goes again for any relationship, business-wise, friendship-wise, whatever. Honor and respect the other person if they need a timeout. There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't make you inferior or the other person superior. It's just about waiting so we can talk about it more in detail with a more level-headed mind. And I got more information to express to you and get more clarity and a better answer and a better compromise in the end.
That's right.
Okay. So
definitely. But that led right back to my first 2 points. I had to listen and I had to be patient.
So beautiful people, that was the second episode of what we're discussing right now with the whole dynamics of relationships. Thank you so much for sticking with us. And we're going to keep coming back with more and more and more. Just know that we want everyone out there to live their best selves, best life, their best everything. Okay, we are in the spirit of abundance and expansion, beautiful people. And so with that comes knowledge, wisdom, and growth.
Hey, so next story, we gonna tell you a story that's crazy. When we got caught in China, we didn't know how we was gonna get back. Seriously.
When communication was key.
Yes, a great
Especially
story.
When people don't even speak your language.
Woo, wait, and you don't got no money and you don't know what to do.
Lord have mercy. So please stay tuned for that one, and then you can understand why it doesn't matter what language is being spoken.
Yeah,
you can come to a conclusion and an understanding.
That's true.
You know that.
That's true.
And it always starts with a human heart.
Hey.
Gratitude and human heart. So beautiful people, once again, whenever you're ready, subscribe
Yes,
to the One Love and Light channel. We appreciate your love, your support, and your thumbs up. Always remember, we are here, beautiful people. And as always, continue to what? Shine your light.
Yes.
We are firm believers that if everyone was to shine their light, and I mean brightly shine their light,
Hey.
no one would be in what?
Nobody will be in darkness. No one. There is no darkness.
Because you never know who you may inspire, beautiful people. So continue to shine their light.
Hey.
And we can't wait to see you again, beautiful people.
Hey, stay tuned. See you soon.
Stay tuned. See you soon. I love you. And I want you to continue to love on yourself.
That's right.
Come through. Bye.